Lewis Hamilton reacts to Brazilian Grand Prix incident with Max Verstappen. Mercedes driver Lewis Hamilton says he knew what the reaction from the FIA would be after a close call with Max Verstappen during the Brazilian Grand Prix after pulling off a sensational win at Interlagos. Hamilton cut the 21-point lead to 14 over Verstappen with a sensational performance in a penalty-hit weekend. Despite qualifying fifth, Hamilton started P10 due to an engine penalty on Sunday after being disqualified from qualifying on Friday due to an engine infringement. Hamilton carved his way through traffic to battle his way to the front to take the fight to Max Verstappen at the front of the grid. But the duo very nearly tangled for a third time this season, after Hamilton chased down Verstappen on fresher tires on lap 48. The pair were heading to turn 3, with Hamilton running around the outside of Verstappen heading to turn 4 as the two were fighting for the lead. Hamilton was forced off the track, with Verstappen holding on to the lead for a few laps more, however the stewards decided not to investigate the incident. Red Bull and Mercedes both came across the radio to Michael Masi, the FIA race director, questioning why it wasn't investigated. Meanwhile, Hamilton, who was told it wouldn't be looked into further by the stewards, replied sarcastically, of course, to his race engineer Peter Bonington. Speaking to Sky Sports F1 afterwards, Hamilton was pushed on his response by Rachel Brooks. I knew when they said they were going to investigate, I knew this was the decision they had come to, said Hamilton. Whether it was right or wrong. When asked if he felt it was the wrong decision, the 36-year-old responded, I'm not going to get to that. I need to go look back at it. But I mean, it's a recent incident so doesn't really matter, we got the result in the end. Hamilton described his weekend as one of his hardest weekends after the race, after being disqualified from qualifying and picking up a 5-place grid penalty for an engine change. He continued, I don't remember another weekend like this. As I was saying after we got out in the car, the last time I remember having something like this was in Formula 3 in Bahrain. The first race we had in Bahrain and McLaren cancelled my contract or ripped up my contract and I remember like I was racing for my life. I remember that weekend. I damaged the floor and started last and there was a pre-final and a final, and I came 22nd I think. My dad reminded me the other day, he says the word just push it forward. So that's what I did. I definitely didn't know that I was gonna win, of course, that was always my goal, but it's quite overwhelming. I feel great in my body. I feel great mentally and I think the fans really made a huge difference this weekend. Hamilton cut Verstappen's lead to just 14 points heading into the final 3 races of the season.